Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. As you can tell, I've lost my voice again. Wa alaikum salam wa my voice is completely gone. Alhamdulillah. I just can't believe what happened tonight. Alhamdulillah, my second day of fasting. Alhamdulillah. It's been great, man. Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy. So happy Ramadan's here. Bismillah. So happy that Ramadan's with us, guys. Alhamdulillah. Sam's going to be joining us again. Sam is going to be joining us again. I did see the Tommy Robinson milkshake video, and my stance is maybe different to everyone else's. I don't like the fact that people are celebrating, Muslims are celebrating this, because this is not the way of the Prophet Muhammad's peace and blessings be upon him. I also seen where the sister had a talk with Tommy, and he looked like he was recruiting for ISIS, and she was bringing him back to Islam. So, alhamdulillah. I don't agree with us Muslims. We shouldn't even care about stuff like this, especially Ramadan. We shouldn't even have a care about what Tommy's doing, and when it comes to going out and stuff, we should be focusing on educating ourselves, because the only reason he can say some of the stuff he says is because we're uneducated. And it's a very emotional thing to do, throw a milkshake at somebody. It's not teaching somebody, or it's not. I'd have preferred to see a Muslim stand there and present some facts to Tommy, and someone who can speak Arabic, and so, alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum salam, Mr. Dawa Digital, Mr. Mohsen. I'm good, bro. Alhamdulillah. I'm good. I've lost my voice. Saturday, Liverpool scored in the last minute, 86th minute. Derek Origi, and then tonight there was a display that I've never seen in football history, and that's why I've got no voice. Lucky here, Isa is live. Walaikum salam, Stefo. Walaikum salam, Yazid. Ramadan Mubarak. The Islamophobia will probably increase because of that young brother and his milkshake silliness. I agree with that, Mukka. I agree that if you act in a violent manner towards these, it gets worse. Yazid, I didn't attend Tarawih tonight. No, unfortunately, the reason for that is the mosque is quite far away, which one I go to. And I just couldn't get there and come back. But I've twisted my knee as well playing football. So twisted my knee, so I need to sit down, and the local mosque doesn't have any good chairs to sit down and pray because I've twisted my knee bad. Isa, please make prayer. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cure your brother from this cancer. Ameen. Ginger and lemon help the throat recover. Alhamdulillah. Don't need to give a reason. It's okay, bro. Walaikum salam, Abdullah. Let's unite up on that. May Allah make it easy for you, Ameen. Stop screaming when you. I'm sorry, bro, but with what I seen tonight, man, unbelievable. Memna E through the check. Looks quite bad. Eggman on the other end. Yeah, we shouldn't. As Muslims, we shouldn't react in that sort of manner, throwing milkshakes, throwing eggs, and any violent conduct. Rather, we need to come with some sort of intelligence to approach. To approach Tommy, you need some sort of intelligence, Arabic intelligence, any a bit more intelligence than some of our brothers, I must say. So we need to start reading, and this is a book that I'm starting to. This is the book that I'm reviewing, and this book will go good for Tommy. Alhamdulillah. Consider Islam. Kenny Boomer. He's been on my show. The author's been on my show. Alhamdulillah. This came today. I guess you lose your voice. Well done to Liverpool. Walaikum salam. Revert from Canada. Alhamdulillah. Walaikum salam, Henry. Let's unite up on my brother. Agree. It's Egg Boy and he should run for Prime Minister. I felt loud. No, I'm not interested. I think it was good. Tommy deserves more than milkshake. Yazid, I don't agree, bro. I don't agree with this way of looking at things, and I'm never in my life would I agree with any violent act towards somebody or throwing someone on somebody. Rather, we need to do it with speaking, knowledge, and it only shows the IQ level when you're throwing a milkshake on somebody. It shows that you've got no intelligence to speak of Islam. The name of my brother, Matab. May Allah make it easy on Matab Odin. Walaikum salam, Nisa, bro, my brother. We are good for tomorrow, inshallah. I'm looking forward to it. I'm breaking iftar with Nisa in Doncaster tomorrow, inshallah. Of course, I watch Liverpool, Henry. Of course. Oh my God, Liverpool. Hold on. Walaikum salam. Yes, it reminded me of Egg Boy. Allow football, it's boring. Just play. Yeah, but you'd never. Issa, did you watch Jordan? Yes, I agree with most of Jordan's points. I'll be honest with you. The milkshake represented Tommy's IQ. Well, you don't bring yourself to that level, Yazid. It's not. It's just. Yeah, what did they say? Nisa, will speak about it tomorrow, inshallah. Maybe we can work towards. When you throw a milkshake, if I go around and throw a milkshake on everybody, what am I teaching anybody? I'm just teaching people it's okay to throw a milkshake on people. That's not something we want, you know. Then what'll happen? Yeah, I do street dower in Leeds, and what it leads to, Yazid, is me doing street dower and then them throwing milkshake on me. So if they walk past with a milkshake, where they'll take it out on the dower team. That's how it works, and people are forgetting. People are just forgetting about these situations. Tommy's case is not okay. I don't believe that. If it's Ramadan, then what was a Muslim doing with a milkshake? That means they intended to throw it properly. No, it wasn't Ramadan at that time, Moket. It was done before Ramadan. I wish I can join you guys one iftar, inshallah. I'm coming to London, I think, Abdullah, inshallah. Me and Nissa, so inshallah. Me and Nissa are coming on an iftar tour around England, inshallah. Alhamdulillah. Match was crazy for Liverpool. Oh, too crazy, man. I've lost my voice, man. Burka oppression, same old story. Oh no, not the old Burka one, is it? Ban Burkas. Yes, but we can shut Tommy down with knowledge, not shut him down like that. Throwing milkshake on him makes him worse and come back even worse, and then there's more attacks. If you get what I'm saying. and then people in the dower stalls get attacked with milkshakes, and it's just an ever thingy circle. It's not. It's not. It's no way should us Muslims be celebrating a milkshake thrown at somebody. We should be like, come on, mate, have a discussion with him. Bring him to the Islamic understanding. Wa alaikum salam. I take it, yeah. You take it, Yazid. You not like what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you, bro. Wa alaikum salam. Bird Nest Rat Fest. Sam's coming on at 12, inshallah. He's gonna go through a bit more of his journey to Islam. And last night, I think we got a bit too distracted with Mr. Colonel Mustard. Alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum salam. Wa alaikum salam, MK, bro. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, it's just my opinion. It's just my opinion on this milkshake incident. It's not. It's just a personal, subjective opinion. You know, you don't have to take it. You know, don't take me in the wrong way. Alhamdulillah. I just think there's better ways to dialogue with people. Is sit down and talk it out, man. The amount of people I've sat down with and spoke about it, you know, and broke barriers with people. It's worked out better. Alhamdulillah. Throw a milkshake, get one back. Oh, damn. Now I'm thirsty for a milkshake. I got 1 hour. You knew, yeah. Are you still fasting, bro? Okay. Yeah, anything's possible, man. We just got to make dua. You should take this advice from the natives of this land. They may know better. Wa alaikum salam. What have you eaten today? So I had fish, veg, and new potatoes. And then for dessert, I had some fruit. I had apple, pear, orange, and grapes. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, it's even. They said, but and they said we shouldn't be throwing them stupid. We shouldn't be doing silly things like that. And they said it's like going to Speaker's Corner and throwing milkshake at people who don't like Islam. When are you breaking fast? How long, bro? Yeah, well, I live with my father because I'm his full-time carer, so I cook for both of us. Have you heard of Dr. Jonathan Brown? Have I heard of Dr. Jonathan Brown? You're in the right place, my friend. This is Dr. Jonathan Brown here. This guy here. Of course I have. I haven't looked at Gary Miller's stuff, but I know who he is. I'd recommend checking them out because they give some really good lectures. Yeah, Danny Tomo's an absolute fool, man, though. Alhamdulillah. Danny Tomo's got done for kidnapping and everything. I don't even think he should be in the public eye, but every Muslim brother and sister should invite non-Muslims for iftar, and we can show the beautiful side of Islam. Alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum salam from Germany. I know, but yeah, if people threw food at me, I prefer it was halal food. Milkshake's definitely halal. Awesome. A vegan might have been a bit upset if you threw a milkshake at them. You love that Jeffrey Lang. I'm gonna have to look it up, but I've got so many books to read. I can't even go into what Jeffrey. Very good, alhamdulillah. Yeah, I've seen that they knocked a big guy out, man. That's this is what it leads to. If you didn't throw that milkshake, this might not have happened. You know what I mean? So him throwing the milkshake led to them getting violent, which we all know that the fact that's going to happen. The violent people, of course. And then a big guy got knocked out, got his nose broke. Where can you get it? Which book? Musin, bro. Yes, Abdullah's at Park every week, bro. Let's unite up on Ak is the man of the mans. Alhamdulillah. Musin, Sam's coming on. You met him at the Ayera retreat. Alhamdulillah. If you remember him. You probably will when he comes on. I got this book off. So you need this book, Abdullah. This book, Consider Islam. Show your friends. You need this book, Misquoting Muhammad. You need these two books to give to your friends. It's Ramadan. You need this book, of course. And then you do need this book, which Mohsin will be very... you'll know about this book, alhamdulillah. So I'll be reviewing all these books. Walaikum salam, Mali. What's up? True right wing are only to pump foolish people into violence, which uses as a victim card of their followers. Yeah, he just pumps more. Doing what he did, it's just pumped. Now he's bringing out. Yeah, I got Consider Islam from Amazon, Misquoting Muhammad. That's just this is it, you know. Yes, Dower Digital's got a really good channel, alhamdulillah. He's got some good lectures on there from Hamza Thortius. This book. This guy who writes his book, Dower Digital, have got a lot of good content. Alhamdulillah, I've watched a lot of the videos. Chris Islamic Bookshop, yeah, this is what people come to my house and they want to take my bookshelf, but this is my opinion. This is my opinion. Yeah, you're not practicing unless you're reading, and that's my opinion. I don't know whether they're available in Stuttgart. If you can get Amazon, then they're available, inshallah. How long you guys think it'll take Isa to hit 1,000 subs, and he can do live streams from Lord Toilets in Alhamdulillah. Well, I hit 523 today, alhamdulillah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless every brother, sister, non-Muslim, people who are looking into Islam who have subscribed to my channel. When I first started this YouTube channel, I never thought that I'd get more than 100. So alhamdulillah, you know, from the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it'll keep going up. So more people are watching, more people are starting to learn, more people are getting an understanding. I'm not here for the subs, I'm not here for the likes and stuff. I'm just here to put my point across, because I think it's very important for us natives who live here, who become Muslim, to put out our message as well. Isa, is your fiance a born Muslim? Yes, she is Moroccan, alhamdulillah. Yes, the Divine Reality is now second edition. Well, I bought the first edition, Dower. Muslim, and then after the first edition, somebody. I told one of my friends I've got it, and he went, "Oh, there's a second edition, so I'll buy that after I've read it." Alhamdulillah. Bismillah. Yeah, so can you make Islam reaction videos like other YouTubers? So Uh, some of that's in the workings, Henry. Do people want me to make reaction videos? Like, I was thinking I could make reaction videos on like the meaning of life and watching some of the Merciful Servant videos and going through them. Also, I'm going to review books as well, alhamdulillah, after I've read them and write down what's the best bits and read them and stuff. I'm up for any idea, bro. I just want to keep going and I've got some time sometimes. Chris, I wish I could afford it, Mohsin. If I could afford a Canon 200D camera and Rode wireless kit and one lens, the 50 millimeters, and you will have what it takes to produce quality. If we had I make dua. I make dua to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala that I can afford this technology one day, inshallah. But I've just got to work with what I've got, inshallah. I'm getting married and with things before then. Yes. Who is staying in the masjid? Why are they going for the 10 days? Various masjid are we staying in the masjid and why are they going in for 10 days? The problem with reaction videos is that they are reactive and not proactive. Meaning, what do you mean? We're seeing the reactive and not proactive. It's just somewhat on the side rather than just doing live shows, But just from my opinion, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm looking forward to your videos. Alhamdulillah, Henry. Alhamdulillah. I've just got to work out how I can. I'll speak to Mohsin in private. Just want to know how you can play the video. Like some people play the video at the bottom, and then. I think one video I'd like for you to react to would be Muslims are not the problem. Jonathan Brett, I recommend that video. Inshallah. Inshallah. It comes. If it don't, it don't. If it comes, it's from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. If it don't come, it's from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. That's how I see it. And alhamdulillah, it is what it is. So. Just going to get in touch with Sam. Chris, the issue is that reactive videos is that they start off on the back foot and play defensive instead of proclaiming. You might have to elaborate on that in private, Mohsin. Take that private and elaborate what you mean in a message or something. Liverpool. Okay, I'm just going to send. I'm going to invite Sam now, yeah. And if you've got any questions for Sam to answer or myself, feel free because we're just going to relax and chill out. I'm going to ask Sam about last night. I really do feel like last night when I did live, I kind of spoiled it by reacting to that guy's messages and his Islamophobia rhetoric, if you get what I mean. So I want it to be more clear. I want it to be more clear this time, alhamdulillah. And big up Jordan M. Wa alaikum salam. Assalamu alaikum, Jordan. Yeah, this is a football zone. Tennis is a ram. No, we can't be having this. This has to go, bro, man. That has to go, man. Alhamdulillah. Has to go, man. This is not a freedom of speech place, Jordan, where you can talk about football, bro. Alhamdulillah. Wa alaikum salam. Right, I'm just going to send Sam the thingy, and we're going to go through a little bit of his journey better tonight than last night. Jordan's here to kick out the nonsense if there's any nonsense. Right, that's the invite sent. That's the invite sent. So if anyone's got any questions for Sam or myself, alhamdulillah, fire away. If Jordan wants to join, he can join if he wants. Last night got distracted big time by the comments. Yeah, brother. Last night that guy needed correct info in chat to give him history lessons. What's that noise, Sam?
Not a clue, mate. Everyone.
That's an awful noise, Sam, you've got there going on.
What's that, mate?
Got a really awful noise coming through your mic.
Have I? All right, 1 second.
Assalamu alaikum.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Alhamdulillah.
Sound. Assalamu alaikum, by the way, to Jordan. I saw he's in the comments. And Musin, is it?
Yeah, Musin's in as well.
Musin, yeah, that's it.
Yes, I have been watching the rerouted. I watched the one Muslim Bilal Mohammed Ajab, and yeah, alhamdulillah. I'm just waiting for my invite to be on there, bro. Try keeping on topic for tonight. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Alcohol, gambling, domestic violence, cheating, money. Well, assalamu alaikum. How was your second day fasting anyway? Oh, assalamu alaikum, Ben. Ben's in the party.
Assalamu alaikum, Ben. Nice to see you, mate.
So how's your second day fasting then, Sam?
It was all right, yeah. It was pretty good. Obviously not working. I wasn't working too much today, so it wasn't too bad. Just I went down to Usk and got some nice food and loads of water, so I'm happy.
Alhamdulillah.
What about yourself, Chris?
Alhamdulillah, I'm so happy that Ramadan's come. I'm really happy that Ramadan's come. I'll be honest with you, Sam. I feel like
this is my first proper one, so I guess yeah, the right word would be I do feel a bit intimidated in a way, but I guess as each day's going by, like yesterday I felt terrified, and now today I still kind of do, but not in the same manner, if that makes sense. But not terrified in a bad way, by the way. I don't mean it like that.
No, yeah, so you became Muslim Ramadan last year, so this is probably your first one. You know, don't be too hard on yourself, Sam. You know, when you don't do something, try to conceal your sins as well, inshallah. And
inshallah.
You know, do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you know things will come good. Look at where I've come from. You know,
exactly.
Anything's possible, bro.
Like
Martin. Alhamdulillah, big win tonight. Big fun. So, what did you think to the big win tonight, Sam?
Let's just put it this way. I just wish I had a club who could do stuff like that. Dear old Stoke City will never win me anything like that, will they? So jealous. I'm jealous, mate. I'll be honest. It's like even I'm going on Saturday to watch watch Villa and West Brom in the playoffs, the Championship playoffs, and it's just like I'm even jealous of that. Like, do you know what I mean?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, no, alhamdulillah. It is what it is, isn't it? But you always want your team to do well when you support a football team. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Power cut in Wales.
What's that? Anything good going on in the comment sections? Obviously, I can't see it.
I won't steal Sam. So Ben's going to come on as well, if you don't mind, Sam.
No, I don't mind at all. That would be amazing, alhamdulillah. That'd be great.
I'll put the link in the group anyway.
So it'd be the full shebang then.
We might as well. I'm in bed, Aki. Come and steal the thunder, Martin. It's nice to have you guys on. Two Welsh guys and two English guys. Alhamdulillah.
At least it'll be even. Thank goodness for
that. Does Wales have electricity
yet? Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Sam, is that like a basement or something you're in, or a garage?
It's my room, you numpty.
Sorry, Sam.
Cheeky little bugger sometimes, aren't you?
Alhamdulillah.
I see Ben.
Assalamu alaikum, Ben. I take it Ben don't like to...
No. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh.
No, nothing yet. Has Karima joined? Is that Karima? It is, isn't it? Assalamu alaikum, Ben. Hello, mate.
Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Now, I'm wearing white shirts all the time now because look how long it makes my beard look.
Assalamu alaikum, Ben. Alhamdulillah.
It does kind of suit you white, to be fair, mate.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm knackered.
There's me wearing black, like the colour of my soul.
I wear black mostly, to be honest. So I just wanted... yeah, we got
comments, Sam. People telling you to be patient and stuff, and have sabr. Alhamdulillah, walaikum salam for Fahad.
Take it slow, bro. Ben's beard, powerful, mate. Look, already getting. Mate, today was
your head now, mate.
No, I know. It's only because of a certain light angle and stuff. Otherwise, it just looks like a wiry mess.
So Sam's might even treat us to a little bit more of his journey to Islam tonight. Might it, Sam?
That'll be good, inshallah.
Inshallah. So Sam,
stage, isn't it?
Let me ask you a question. What would turn a guy from a village where there's no Islam, living in Wales of all places, to this alien religion called Islam?
It's a good question, I guess. I guess one thing I'll be thankful for was I've never really lived in a bubble, sort of like I live in Wales and all that kind of stuff, if you know what I mean. I guess it would have been different if I grew up somewhere like Merthyr Tydfil or Ebervale or like one of the valleys towns, because there they do kind of live in their own bubbles, if that makes sense. But thankfully, I experienced a lot of the world as a child. I went on holiday a lot with my family and saw a lot of different things. Does that make sense? So I wasn't oblivious to the world around me. And like, say, it sounds bad, but obviously my first hearing of Islam was the 9/11 attacks. I know that sounds terrible. I was like 6 years old at the time. But obviously you don't relate those attacks, do you, to like Muslims being murderers and stuff. You don't do that, but well, at least I didn't. But that was like the first time I ever heard of it, to be honest. And then I heard a bit about it in RE in school.
What, the 9/11?
No, as in Islam. I heard a bit about
Oh, I thought you meant
Islam in RE. Like, not much, just little bits and pieces. To be honest, wasn't much. But the biggest eye opener was just seeing like the EFD videos on YouTube. That was the biggest eye opener. And it was weird how this came along. I don't even know how they came along. Actually, I was literally I just do this thing where I just watch YouTube videos until I fall asleep, and sometimes I can be like 4 o'clock in the morning. But one day I'm doing it, and one of the EFD videos pops up, but before that I'd never watched anything similar, because normally it's like recommended, isn't it, and stuff like that. But it just popped up somehow.
I think I was been boosting the onto the front page. Yeah. Walaikum salam, Yusra.
But it's like you could ask the same question, I guess, to Ben in a way, because I mean, Ben, you kind of came from Oxford, didn't you? And it's not exactly. I don't know. It does. Yeah, I can stand corrected completely, man. But it doesn't strike me as a place where there'd be like a lot of Muslims or whatever.
So Oxford, there is a lot of Muslims, not mental a lot. Like they're not everywhere, if you know what I mean. But there's a Muslim community, but it's where I grew up. There wasn't any Muslims. So I grew up in a white town. Like white working class town, not Tweed, man. That came when I come to Oxford. I had to fit in, haven't I? But yeah. So I grew up in like a white town, and like there was like a couple of black people in our year, and then when I grew up, I had to get a job, and I went to Oxford and got integrated into the rest of society.
Well, I'm from a place what's multicultural, and it's been multicultural since I've been young. So Leeds is really multicultural compared to Oxford, you know. Alhamdulillah.
Probably more multicultural compared to South Wales as well in general.
Well, it's probably more multicultural than all of Wales.
Did you say Martin was jumping in, by the
way? Martin's in bed, alhamdulillah.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Damn it, so I'm stuck with 2 English lads then.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, so Ben, you're living near the mosque now. How is it going, bro?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's good. I haven't gone as much as I wanted to be honest, but I've been really busy. I don't want to show you it, but my flat is a mess because I've got all the stuff I own now in my flat, and it's a tiny flat, and I'm slowly going through it. So every spare time I've got, I'm doing that. Had to go into work today as well. So yeah, I went for Isha and Taraweeh today, but yeah.
Yeah, so alhamdulillah, this is good because is this your 8th or 9th Ramadan in reality, Ben?
It's so that if you look at my story, there was a big gap in my Islam. So it would be my 8th Ramadan, but it's not my 8th Ramadan fasting. But alhamdulillah, it will be from now on, you know.
Inshallah. You were some good brothers now, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Chris, but there we go.
Yeah, he's all right. A bit annoying, but he's all right.
Well, you know, what can I say when I point out the reality and the facts?
Not just that, it's you're a Liverpool fan. I have to put up with you gloating then.
He's a happy chappy today. Couldn't be to do with Liverpool winning, could it? I'm always an happy chappy. I'm always an happy chappy.
That's a point. I've never really seen you upset, to be fair.
I cried. I was crying today.
Yeah, but those tears.
I was tears of joy, though, man. I've never seen a team just do that.
You cried over football.
Yes, sir. Just like you would cry.
I thought you were going to tell. I thought you were going to tell me I just come back from Taraweeh, and the beauty of the Quran, it made me cry. No, football.
I don't know why you're laughing, Ben, because you cried at Toy Story, didn't you?
Toy Story, yeah, I did actually. I welled up, to be honest.
You got
when they're falling down, I was like, no.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, I know where Chris is coming from. I remember when Stoke got promoted back in 2008, and I cried over that.
My deep apologies to all the people who had to listen to me scream on that voice note. Alhamdulillah.
What on the EF Tower?
On the football one.
Oh, good. That's one not on there. Alhamdulillah.
Well, at least someone supports me, you know. Seeing you happy makes me happy. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm always.
So how?
I live. You know, how can I not be smiling when I've got this beautiful gift called Islam? How
That's
can
what I
you
was
not?
going to say, man. How was your second day?
I've been today. I've been reflecting. I've been comparing it to my first, second, third, and now this is my fourth. And I see the reality of when the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said that the Shayateen will be locked up, and that the gates of paradise are open, because I can feel it. I can feel like I feel like, because sometimes when you pray, man, there's someone telling you not to pray. Then, but these last couple of days, I've got everything done on time. Everything, alhamdulillah. So that, yeah, but you know, it makes my belief even not saying my belief's not strong in Islam. I'm just saying it makes it stronger, because
I definitely get what you mean.
And reading the Quran again, man, it's just like, alhamdulillah. Every time I've been putting it in group, and
I was speaking to Abbas today, and one thing he did say that he believes anyway is important during Ramadan is to like read the Quran quite consistently, because obviously it is the month it was revealed and that sort of thing.
Yes, Sam. Even if it's in English. So what I do, I play it in Arabic while I'm reading it, and then do it that way.
Muslim Pro is a good app to do that on.
I've got Muslim Pro actually.
Yeah, so you can listen to like ayat by ayat. Oh, wait, look, he's sideways.
Jordan,
Jordan sideways. Whoa.
Assalamu alaikum, Jordan, bro.
Assalamu alaikum, Jordan.
Good to see you on the panel tonight. Alhamdulillah.
I've got electricity where I am.
I can barely hear you, Jordan.
What's up, Sam? Why are you sitting in the dark?
Because my room's not well.
I thought it was a shed or something, garage.
I live in Wales, innit?
How's Jordan's second day of Ramadan?
Oh, I feel so tired and sleepy, but alhamdulillah, it's a good feeling, Ramadan, isn't it? Even though
I can't express how happy I am.
Alhamdulillah, that's really good, because you said you needed that, Isa.
Oh, 100%. I was waiting for it, you know, and then it's come, and I'm so happy.
We need to put some dates in the diary, don't we? For which I'll try and do for all meeting up.
Inshallah, we need to do that. My brother Nis has already said that he'll bring me down.
Martin said the Quran Hive app is really good for listening to the Quran. Definitely agree. I actually use Quran Hive to dissect the Quran. So if there's a certain word, and you can click on the word and listen to it individually, look at the meaning, and then you can get the tasfirs. And it's awesome. It's an awesome
app. So Jordan, you're on the court all day long. How does it feel?
Yeah, I struggle. But you know what? It's a struggle in the first few days, and then you kind of get used to it. I definitely try and make sure I have more breaks than normal, but it's the water that I struggle with more than the food. I don't know about you guys.
Totally agree with that, Jordan.
Yeah, it's the headaches and the. But I think, and I know it's not supposed to be part of Ramadan, but when you're in that sort of position, you do. Well, firstly you think why you're doing it, but secondly I do think of people across the pond who maybe don't have that anyway. You know, people working on the fields that don't have food or water anyway. And then you kind of think, well, hang on a minute, why are you moaning?
Yeah. There's another thing, as well. When you're cooking and you nearly accidentally eat or accidentally drink.
Yeah.
I have that issue in my job because I'm working as a cook, So I do have to taste the food as I go along. I just can't like actually eat it. Do you know what I mean? Just like spit it.
That must be torture. Working with food during fasting.
Oh, trust me, Jordan, it is.
Torture.
It's absolute torture.
What
Really is.
fruit can you eat during Ramadan? What I don't think there's no restriction on foods, but it's best to eat healthy. I've been on boiled eggs and all sorts of like fruit. And what about you, Jordan? Do you cook before you go out, Sam? Then
I've
I
been
have
at
like a
restaurants.
little slow cooker, and I just leave something in it.
I cooked a whole week's food in one day. Stored it in the fridge and freezer. You know the thing I shared, the salad. I had a Greek salad with chicken. But when I did the preparation, I prepped not for Ramadan, just for a normal day, three meals a day. So I opened it up and I ate the chicken. That was nice. Oh, a bit of salad. Oh, the cheese has gone off. Oh, I had to throw it away. So.
Your video,
So I was like,
You said you went to catering college. You should know better.
oh mate, that was ages ago, man. That was when I've left college, that school. How old am I? I'm 30 now. So that was 14 years ago, Sam.
Still know better.
You were still in nappies, Sam.
Mm.
Walaikum salam, new style. Yeah, so I've been preparing all my food before, like at 4 o'clock. Prepared all my fruit and that, cut it up and that, and get ready. Right, because last year all I did was me and Jordan from Leeds. We just had takeaways and we went to we tested every different restaurant and it's not good, man. You can put weight on.
So I've found it really easy to fast today, and I was more active today than the yesterday. I think the reason being is what I had for breakfast. So yesterday I had like an omelette thing. So I had vegetables, a bit of like lamb sausage in there and stuff, and it was really filling, nice. But this morning I had porridge, oats with banana, and dates and so on like that, and that just fueled me for most of the day. I made sure I drank loads of water as well. I actually woke up early because I needed the toilet. I was like, oh, because I drank too much. Oh dear.
So, how's it going, Ben, in your new place? Is it good? Yeah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's good. I just need to sort all my stuff out. I'm giving a load of stuff to charity because I've got too much stuff that I don't need. So I'm gonna. But the thing is, I don't drive, so I'm gonna have to put it all in a bag, go to the charity shop, give it to them, come back, pop my bag, fill my bag, go to the charity shop, give it to them.
I don't feel so lonely now. I can't drive either.
No. I should have learned when I was younger, but I didn't need to at the time, and now I do.
Actually, I think
So-
Jordan's the only one who can drive on this panel right now, isn't he?
Am
Yeah.
I? Am I the only one with a license?
I think you are, mate.
Doesn't mean I
Looks
can
like
drive.
it. It's too hard and too expensive now.
Yeah, you are better off without a car. If you can deal with transport, you're better off without one. Sucks the money out of you.
There's a question here. What does the panel do for careers?
I believe you can't earn profit or something like that. Can you work any job, or does it have to be charity in Islam?
Yeah, you. Well, I'm a manager, of a retail manager, but you can make profit in Islam. That's fine.
What does that question mean?
Yeah, I don't know I don't understand it fully.
Are they talking about doing profit like what we're doing now?
I don't. Is it profit within charity? Because then I don't know. Do you
Yeah,
want
you'll have to
clarify, mate?
elaborate on that. Just water fasting, please, bro, because
And-
I don't know.
Tell us why you chose the name Just Water Fasting as well. That's a bit of a strange
That's a good
name.
question.
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Yeah, you need to elaborate on that because all I can see is a question: what does the panel do for careers?
I'm pretty sure there are people that earn money out of their
I believe you
dowry.
can't
video,
earn profit or
Hamza
something
mentioned
like
something.
that. Can you work? I believe. I don't know. I watched a video and Hamza mentioned something about not being able to allow profit.
What?
Yeah,
Do you mean?
there is something. I can't remember what it is. can't remember. We'll have to ask Hamza. I think there is something where obviously you can't just profit out of the money that's given to charity for Islamic thing. But I think there are people that obviously you need to pay people to do certain jobs within the charities.
Just water fasting. Are you Muslim? I think you might be on about the interest. You can't take interest. That might be
Just
what
drinking water for 20 days. Are you mental? Now you can die. Well, that can't be true. Surely you die from drinking just water for 20 days.
Where did you get that from, Ben?
Just my fixer.
Can't
Oh, you're right, Liam.
survive without
Oh, it's Liam.
water for ages, mate.
I think you might be on about interest, Liam. Why, Liam? Why are you not doing Ramadan, bro? Alhamdulillah.
I definitely challenge non-Muslims to give it a go for a day.
Yeah, just a day or 2 days. Try it without water just for one day, Liam, bro.
I would definitely recommend Ramadan to non-Muslims. I think it's even been scientifically proven to be good for them. So
Yeah, it is.
Spiritually and physically.
So if I lend £50 off of Ben has to take £50 back. He's not allowed to take any profit on top. That's the only.
Oh, that's what he means. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you lend me 50 quid, you're not allowed to say, right, you've got to give me 60 quid.
60 quid back, yeah. And back from when I was a non-Muslim, my friends, if I borrowed money, they always wanted extra. You know what I mean? So
Really,
one of the
your friends.
One of the most beautifulest things I haven't got to know that you lend money off somebody and they lend you 50 quid and
They're not friends, man. That's not a friend thing.
Well, it's just
trying to make money off you.
It depends what sort of people you surround yourself with. But if that's a norm for them, if it's a
Bloody
normal,
greedy Northerners get those shiny coins when they can.
Well, it's a dog eat dog world in the north, my friend.
If you're borrowing that money for like an Xbox game, I don't think that's good.
Here it goes, Jordan. There's no baraka in borrowing it for an Xbox game.
So today I made the most effort to say Salaam Alaikum to anyone I recognised as Muslim. And that was quite interesting. Got some really cool replies and some weird replies as well. So yeah, alhamdulillah, like some of the guys that said Salaam Alaikum throughout the day just passing saw at the masjid today, and then they recognised me and we just said Salam again, how are you, and stuff like that. So it's not only a command but and a reward for doing it. It's good to make friends, you know.
Well, walk round Saudi and give out miswax, bro.
Lobbing it at people. I got loads, man. I should do.
I am the Salam's king.
What's that? What's
I heard in Saudi you were.
Salam.
the weird replies I got. So there was an uncle, and I saw him, and I smiled at him. I said Salam Alaikum, and he looked at me like this, and then just went, and then walked off. I don't know what that was. I don't know. Might be cultural. I don't know.
Jordan, do you remember when we was at the Roda and we was in that big massive like queue?
Yeah, I do remember.
And that man asked me if I were Muslim. I'm in the middle of. Remember, I'm in middle of Medina, yeah, waiting to go to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's grave and Roda, and a guy asked me if I'm Muslim.
We just laughed. We just laughing, didn't we?
What are you doing at court? No, I'm not. I'm just here for fun.
You should have just went, nah, I'm not, mate. Just
Nah, mate. Nah. I just come to visit the Prophet. I couldn't believe it. We were baffled.
Strange.
You're not allowed in if you're not Muslim, isn't it?
You can't fly into Jeddah. You're on the road when you go past. It actually says like no Muslims allowed past this point.
Yeah, where the big Quran is, there's a big Quran, yeah, Ben, and it's like a big massive bridge, and then it's got a big Quran on top of it, like facing up. It's massive.
Okay.
But equally, even if a non-Muslim smuggled himself in, why would they then go to Rhoda and pray?
I know.
What?
Actually, the student of knowledge that we spent time with, Bilal, yeah, he met a missionary Christian in Medina last week. but obviously you're not meant to go past the border. There's like the bumps are the borderlines which you can't go past, Ben. Yeah, and then you can't go past there as a non-Muslim. But obviously you can because there's no one. We didn't get stopped, did we?
Don't know. If it's the law, then they might go check you later and go, "Whoa, how do you get through?"
If you get caught as a non-Muslim on that, obviously there will be a punishment, but I'll probably chuck you out on that. But I don't think. And how would people know? There's one thing that always baffles me. How would you know if he's a Muslim or not a Muslim if you're not meant to assume? So,
well, if you dressed like a non-Muslim, so I doubt this will ever happen. But if you dress like a Hasidic Jew in the area, you're probably not a Muslim. But if you're in casual wear like this, you can't tell, can you?
oh yeah, man, you should have seen the driver that we had in Saudi, man. So did you when Hamza was speaking about that when we went into like this derelict place in Saudi?
Yeah.
So we come down, yeah, this road, yeah, this like really dark road, and I'm like, where are we going? He's going at some speed. You can't see it out in front of you, Ben. I'm like that, thinking, no way, man, where are we going? And we end up on this mud track, yeah, like desert track. Going down this bumpy desert track, somebody gets out, moves the gate thing. We go through it. I get there, man, and it's like Jordan's face, man. Jordan's face was a picture, man. It dropped.
What, when we went into that place?
Yeah.
You know what it was? It was like, you see those videos of people getting kidnapped and they're taken to places. Like, it was literally the gate was falling off, the spikes on it, and when you went in, there was just like a field with horses on it. And we're just waiting there. I remember thinking, what's my mum gonna think? It was, I think we're all just looking at each other.
It was all making dua. I'm like, Jordan, are you all right, bro? And he's looking at me as if to say, where are we? And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, bro, I come from a background where I thought Muslims are terrorists, and I've seen these videos of like propaganda videos of this sort of thing, and I'm like, this is it, man, I'm done.
Yeah, and then when we went in, they all looked like massive blokes, didn't it? All looking at us like. When you went in, I mean, obviously there was no music, but when you walk into somewhere and the music stops, it was like that. We walked in, and everyone just stopped and looked, and we just thought, what is going on?
I was so baffled, man. I remember stood there thinking, wow, subhanallah, make dua quick.
Yeah.
We went in, yeah, there was a swimming pool, that massive house. We sat in there, yeah, and we were just like, wow, this is weird. Very weird. And then we prayed with them, and then we ended up saying, look, it's late now, we're not going to wait for the food.
Yeah, we stayed there for a good. I mean, we prayed, and then they gave us Bilal gave us a good talk.
Bilal gave us a good.
We left thinking, all right, that was all right. But then when
Hamza, the other brother, was he called Hamza?
Yeah, when we tried to leave, they chased us out, didn't they? And they said, look, we've got food for you. And it was our first evening there, and I think it was like midnight already. We were like, look, we want to go. But they wouldn't take no for an answer, literally for half an hour. And then Hamza was going, no, we're going. And they said, no, you're staying. It got to the point where they actually put their hand on Hamza and grabbed him and said, no, you're staying. And I remember thinking,
and this is the big shake from the Aram.
I remember seeing a stick by and saying, I'm going to use that. If this kicks off, I'm going to use that over there. But yeah, I think it was just a culture clash, wasn't it? They'd gone out and slaughtered a lamb just for us, just to eat.
Yeah, 2 hours before.
Yeah, it took a while. Obviously, no one had explained that to us, and we wanted to go.
Yeah, there was a proper communication backlash.
Yeah.
Really communicated backlash. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was there. We're just in this place that we don't even know. We all come from backgrounds where we think Saudi's barbaric and and we're like, when they're all dressed as Arabs as well. And
yeah.
I was just like that, mate. What? please, where are we? And I'm like, I was just so baffled, man. I'm thinking to myself, man, take me back to the EDL days, man. I'd rather do that.
Yeah. Oh,
I was like, no, man, this is not.
But that's why when we did eventually stay to eat, I just refused because I literally felt like they were forcing us to eat. So I tried to get out of that mode. And yeah, I was like, just looked angry, and I was just eating oranges.
I know.
I just do everything else.
They ended up giving him a full bag of oranges, laughing their heads off.
But then when we got back to England, we found out the guy's got he's a famous sheikh with thousands of views. He's written books out there. No, I had no idea.
Actually, I've got his book on my book. 2 books that he gives us on his bookshelf about Tawheed, and which really good. Yeah, man, I can't believe it, man. There was an even bigger sheikh that came to see us. Remember Jordan, the older guy, and he apparently is a really, really big sheikh from. And when they say in the name of God about you eating the food, you're eating the food.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think any of them like me after that.
You'll be shocked.
Got a troll. Don't worry, I'm on it.
Who's the troll? The man.
Yeah.
Eat it all.
I recognise the man. I think he's been banned from my channel.
Yeah, so we got it was do for good, forbid evil, and now it's the man, same person saying. I'm not gonna repeat it.
We can talk about Umrah now, Jordan. We've done our Umrah chat.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we have.
There's so much, man.
I reckon there's certain things we've forgotten, and there's probably certain things we can't say. But
yeah. There's obviously certain things we shouldn't speak about. But what about my second wife, Martin? Alhamdulillah. Yeah. I love Martin for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I won't be able to live with him.
Well, Hampton thinks you needed him.
Oh my.
On it, mate. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I'll just be on the chat. Don't worry about it.
Ben's on troll watch.
Ben,
you bring me in.
Martin wants to come in now. Martin wants to come in now. I think
I'd wake him up, bro. Alhamdulillah.
Martin, hear what he's saying about you, Martin.
I need to defend myself. No, bro, man. This is the no defending zone.
Bring Martin in. I'm going to send him the link. Martin, the link's on the Area Tower chat.
Yeah. No defending zone.
I'm going to quickly make a coffee because somebody said I look like I'm in a semi-coma.
No, stop drinking coffee, Jordan. Just use this month. Use this month as a coffee at this 12. Craziness.
I'm going to make myself a
no more caffeine. Just have a tea.
Okay.
Martin, the link is within the EF Tower group.
But anyway, are we supposed to be talking about
Anginas? Do you know, actually, I've got a story about Martin when we did the IERA retreat. It's the first time I've ever cried because of someone crying over something that was quite personal, actually.
So, in other words, when it wasn't related to football.
Sorry, Sam.
That's all right.
Sam, that failed. Where are you? Back in your basement.
It might as well be like Harry Potter under the staircase, isn't it?
It's like you live in the middle of nowhere, and it's like a cottage or something.
I do actually live in the middle of nowhere, mate. Genuine, I do.
Where there's no like eating and stuff and that, man, and you eat with like.
No, I actually live in the middle.
There's
of the
no eating,
man.
Yeah, you know, like
Ben actually knows roughly where I live. Roughly.
Yeah, he lives next door to a castle. I went and visited. Did. Yeah, he lives. I won't say where it is, but he lives near a Welsh castle. I went and visited it, and then got a message showing, "What are you doing? Why didn't you come and see me?" I was like, "I was just visited a castle." I didn't know.
Ben, you were literally like 5 minutes away from my house.
That's crazy.
Someone's put, "How can Jordan Henderson bring you to cry other than how average he is?" Well, he proved you wrong tonight, didn't he? He's proven you wrong a couple of times. Jordan Henderson's been impressive for the last couple of weeks. Anyway, let's get back.
Jordan Henderson's underrated, man.
Walaikum salam, Adil. Welcome back, bro. We're here with 4. There's 4 of us, maybe 5 of us, inshallah. Martin might be joining us to give us.
Only because you insulted him.
I have to do something to get him with us, you know. Just give dawah to Nisa. One of the best times of the year is to give dawah in Ramadan, bro, man. You know, when the shaitan.
I have to say, by the way, it's nice to actually sort of speak to you guys all like this.
Isa,
yes.
Are you staying awake till Fajr?
Yes.
No, I can't do it. I'll get too tired at about like 1:30, so I'll go to bed. Get up again.
Are you off to bed now, bro?
No, I will be in about half an hour, I think, inshallah.
Inshallah, man. Whatever makes it easy for you. When did you start?
Say good night, by the way, Ben. You didn't last time.
Yeah, I did last time. It was just one time I didn't. I had to go.
Alhamdulillah.
Don't want to interrupt people. What about you, Jordan? Are you staying up until Fajr, or do you go to bed first?
I'm working in the morning, so I'll have to get some sleep before Fajr.
Yeah, cool. Just wondering.
I'm going to eat.
What people do.
What's everyone going to eat for breakfast today, guys? I'm going to eat cornflakes.
So Grey Dunya keeps asking the same question. Please tell us what you eat for sihri. What is that meant to be suhur? Can you see that, guys? What's it say?
Yeah, we know what it means, man. Just answer the question.
I eat porridge, mate.
Who will protect us from the trolls, then, brother Ben?
Yeah, is there another one?
I couldn't get on.
I missed it.
Using the link.
Is there any way you can look at the chat while you're on this, on Hangout or anywhere? So
I don't know. I've only been on the.
No, not through Hangouts. You just got to go on YouTube, click on my thingy, watch it, but just put it on pause.
All right.
You've got another device anyway.
I've got one now. I was thinking I'll just do it that way.
I'm on my PC, so I'm all right. I think everyone else is on the. Jordan, why did you do a condemnation video of Milkshake Boy? Did you know he was a part of the lefty protest account at Tommy?
By the way, Jordan, I watched your reaction to that milkshake thing. That was quite considered, quite good. That was.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, I think that it's always good to look at it. You can't always look at it so biased. You've got to look at it from, and I don't know. It's probably as reverts. I think I often look at the actions of Muslims and probably a bit judgmental of that, because you think, well, they should be acting better. But I know this was a young guy. But anyway, it wasn't his actions that I was condemning, really. It was because he's a young guy that made a mistake, probably. But it was all the support afterwards that I find strange. You know, people going around, all the memes saying how great it was.
It's Tommy, isn't it? People like to see
don't worry
him put
about
down
it,
a few
Easter.
pegs. Not saying that's correct, but
my opinion on this is that we shouldn't bring our IQ levels all the way down to their IQ levels, rather than throwing a milkshake on somebody and then they throw milkshakes back against the Dower teams and at the Dower stalls, which a reaction always, there's always going to be a reaction after an action. So my point of view is, man, try to intellectually bring Tommy down. Like, has anyone seen the video of Tommy and the Muslim sister?
I haven't.
You need to really watch it, guys, and you can see where it was going wrong. She made him look like he was a part of the ISIS, like he was recruiting for ISIS. So you need to watch that and see, rather than throwing finger on him, you can dismantle his arguments. So this celebrating what they did to Tommy is ridiculous from an Islamic perspective, anyway.
It's wrong, really, and also it puts everyone in a bad light, even people who didn't do it, like say us four. You know what I mean?
If I met Tommy, I can't promise that I wouldn't want to do something like that to him as well. but it doesn't mean that it makes it right, and it doesn't mean that afterwards I'll be saying, "Yeah, what a great thing I did."
Yeah, he's not, and he's just the guy who did it. He's wrote an article saying that his family's in danger. He's in danger because it's gone viral. What do you really expect when with all the tension that's going on at the minute between both sides?
That's the thing. If him throwing a milkshake, so he throws a milkshake at somebody, and everyone goes, "Yes, that's great." And then what if you've got the far right start throwing milkshakes at the sisters or other, and you haven't really done anything, have you? Anything better? You've actually just inflamed the whole situation. I'm not saying if people if someone attacked that guy, I'm not saying he can't defend himself. That's a different situation. But it just looked like they were having a chat. And it was kind of, I don't know. It looked to me a bit, yeah.
Yeah, this fit. It's a lot fitner as well. You know, people love people who are celebrating. They love this. This.
Do I
This
sound far away from the mic? Let me try and see.
Come to Success is an ex-EDL member. Do you have any compassion towards Tommy since you have been in his shoes? No, I don't have no compassion towards Tommy. I will not. I will not step in his shoes. The reason being is because I've read books now and I've seen where he's going wrong, and what he's saying is as dangerous as what ISIS are saying. So when Tommy's coming and giving ISIS views, teach them views, anyone who's a young Muslim could look at that and think, "Oh, Tommy's right in what he's saying," and then it could cause more people to turn to them sort of views, because that's how it works. Wasting food has to be un-Islamic. Well, it's not.
The thing is, who's the winner in that situation? So obviously, Tommy gets the milkshake poured over him, but afterwards he gets to sort of say, "Look, I was right. Look at all the Muslims."
I'd say Tommy wins overall, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Walaikum salam, Martin. Have a good
More
night.
people will probably vote for him, thinking, "Oh, look at these Muslims! Look what they've done." Again, can't just stop being violent. Oh, I'm going to vote for Tommy now, and they probably don't even like Tommy.
Kilowatt said, "Are you insinuating sisters to get milkshake?" No, I don't want that to happen. That's what I'm saying. I don't want it to happen.
We don't want that to happen. That's why we're saying don't do it. Because there's always an action there's always an action that comes back on our sisters, and when that brother's doing that, he's not thinking about the sisters. He's not thinking about the Dawah teams in city centres. He's not thinking about that.
Or even just people like, say, Jordan, you go to Speaker's Corner quite a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can get associated with that now, can't you?
Yeah, they'll say, look what happened. They'll use any incident there, to be honest. But yeah, it's.
Yeah. Walaikum salam, Martin. May Allah bless you too, bro, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, Martin.
What's your outtake on it, Ben, coming from your background?
Sorry, man. I think I agree with Jordan.
Yeah.
The thing is, if I was in his situation, I'd probably have done the same thing, but that would have been I would have been pressured. All the people around me, I'm just getting angry. I'll naff off, and you're like, you throw it, and then maybe later you reflect and go, what did I do? That's representing my faith. They can use that to make me and my people look bad.
Yeah,
But there was a part of me that was like, yeah, go on. It's that middle ground.
Yeah, look,
Do you know what I mean?
Tommy's putting a lot of hate around about Muslims, so naturally, I mean, if I met the guy, I'm sure I'd feel, I'm not saying I wouldn't feel like doing something worse than that, but if I did, that would be the wrong thing to do, and hopefully brothers would pull me up on it rather than.
As long as we recognise that we're doing wrong. I understand people's passion and people's anger towards what he's saying about Islam, but we have to think about our sisters, and we have to think about and the people around us, man. This is the problem. It's our sisters who get attacked.
I think it's all emotional, isn't it? All this support.
Yeah, it's a very
milkshake on something. It's emotional, like, yeah, he got him. It's not really looking at it Islamically, in my opinion. And look, I've only saw it today, so I'm happy to be corrected, and I'm sure not everyone shares the same opinion, but certainly was my take.
Yeah. Yes. Crimes of Britain. Crimes of Britain's in the house. Tommy needs to be defeated intellectually to even challenge the minds of himself, or at least his followers. If Tommy come against somebody who has this intellect and don't throw a milkshake on him, it'd make a great.
Did you see the whole thing? I actually sort of watched most of the whole thing. Before that incident, it's got that young brother is actually putting the phone in his face, being quite aggressive, and Tommy kind of points him out and targets him and goes towards him. It was almost like Tommy wanted that reaction, and that's what he got in the end. And like I say, that's a win for Tommy.
Yeah, because now he's put it out there, Muslims attack again.
Well, he's basically the victim, isn't he?
Mm. Yeah.
So, but what can you do? Here in the northwest is there's a lot of gangs. It's gang orientated, and and stuff like that. The brother who did it is not perfect. We're not perfect, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive him and guide him away from getting involved in these sort of things.
Mm.
If you're not got intellect to challenge someone like Tommy, stay away from him.
Yeah, but like I said, I reiterate, I'm not really condemning the young guy who obviously acted like that for whatever reason. It's the support afterwards. When everyone's had time to think about it and look at it, and everyone's supporting it. That's what I found a bit. I'm not saying everyone, but I just looked down the comments and it was like, yes, take that. This is for Islam, and you think, well, hang on a minute, Islam doesn't need you to throw a milkshake at Tommy. There's nothing to do with Islam.
That's a good one. Oh dear.
Walaikum salam. Come on, Liverpool. He won't debate a knowledgeable person. Only low IQ people are his targets. But he's done that for years, though. And this is what
Wouldn't go near Hamza.
He won't go near Hamza. He won't go near Mohammed Ajab. And that's it. He won't go. He will not go near people who have knowledge. Adnan Rashid would rip him apart.
No, he won't debate. He's done it now. And even his book, I forgot what it's even called.
Muhammad's Quran.
That's the one. It's basically everything, this and this abrogated by kill them where they find them. And it's like, well, what's the context? That, oh my God, it's just a load of rubbish. He's got no backbone at all. He's just got sound bites. And then when you look at the people at the park that try and, especially the what are they, the crazy Christian dudes, DSSI or whatever it is, they just come with sound bite. Yeah, they just come with like, look at this hadith.
Do you think we live in a society of sound bites now, though, Ben?
Yeah, we do.
Sound bites is the easy option compared to reading a book.
But the thing is, if you look back in history, all laymen lived on sound bites. This is just the way it is, I think. Not everyone's had the knowledge to, you either listen to listen to the people in charge, or you start studying. And not everyone's had that opportunity to start studying, because the working class would have been working all day, got home, ate the dinner, went to bed, or went to the pub or whatever in this country. It's only this day and age where we got access to this information, and you're free to look at any ideology and believe it, and so on like that.
Oh, you can just
It's just
Google
a
it,
shame.
can't you? You don't have to book and stuff.
Yeah, but it's just people feel empowered because they can Google. I had a chat with my mate the other day, and he didn't. It was chat about God and Islam, and he said, "Well, yeah, but why Islam?" And I went, "Because out of all the religions, and it fits the criteria of the God." Because I talked about that, the idea of what the one God is, and cause and stuff. It fits the criteria of that God, and not only that, all the documents about it are all authentic. We know exactly where it come from, which person wrote it, from the chain, and And then I went off to town to get some sellotape because he was helping me pack my stuff. Came back and he was like, right, no, the Quran was changed. And I was like, what? And he Googled it, and he was talking about Uthman when he took all the bits, the different accents basically, and standardized the Quran. But he didn't know that because he didn't read about it. He didn't know that he took two people who transcribed it, two people who recited it, and it's crazy. Then he made 5 books. Was it 5 or 10? I can't remember. 5 books, and sent it to the nations with a reciter as well, and said, this is the one. He didn't know that. He just looked on Wiki, and then he was like, no, but look, it's not, it has been changed. And it was like, and he believed it just from that Wiki, like the 5 minutes of Googling. That's what people's intellect is nowadays. And so it's unfortunate. No one's humble enough to go, that's what it says, but is that what it really says? Because they can't be bothered to look into it, because it's whatever, I don't actually care. You know what I mean? It just gives them that gratification of feeling, I know something. It's a shame, man.
I guess on that point of yours there, Ben, and it's a question for all three of you. In a way, when you look at any topic or whatever, regardless of what that topic is, do you always like to look at the details, or do you like to just look at the bigger picture, so to speak?
It matters what I'm looking at, man. It matters what I'm looking at and why I'm looking at it. If you talk about Islam, you still have to study that pixel, but you need to put it within the bigger picture and then see what all the people have said about that pixel, for example. So that pixel might look a bit ugly and go, oh, that didn't fit in my head of what the big picture is. I don't understand that. Okay, so don't go where it's all rubbish then. Go step back and go, cool. Right, let's find out what people have said about this pixel. Okay, so he says that, oh, wait a minute, there's another pixel that explains that pixel, and it's not so ugly now. I get it. Oh, I'm stepping back. I see the picture again. Whoa. And it's just putting the effort in. It's just putting the effort in to see the whole picture. But I do know what you mean about focusing on one thing. That can be a trap, especially when you don't know the big picture, really. Or, yeah. I'm rambling now. It's very late. I'm tired.
Well, it's like,
Jordan, do you want to elaborate on that? What colour?
Yeah, well, I don't know, it's late, but for me, the biggest thing about Islam for me is not just thinking about my own actions and how it affects me, but how it affects everyone around me. So Islam isn't just about the individual; it's about also the society as well. That's why it's very strict and that's why it puts certain restrictions on individuals because over here we got this kind of libertarian view that you do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. But in fact, a lot of your actions can actually have a detrimental effect on society, and to me, Islam cares about that, which is why the bigger picture, even in the case with the milkshake, for me, looking at the bigger picture rather than just looking at it as one person throwing a milkshake, what impact does that have on Muslims? What impact does that have on the country as a whole? And I think when you look at it like that, it does certainly give you a different outlook. And to me, that's what Islam does. That's my understanding. I don't know if that answers the question.
I don't know. I agree, to be honest, John. I've always noticed in Speaker's Corner, because obviously you're there fairly regularly, a lot of particularly the Christian ones like Hatun and stuff, they always have a particular topic that they want to batter you guys with, say every week.
Yeah.
For a while, it was that does Allah pray one, wasn't it?
For ages. That was funny. And then one chat with Mohammed Hijab, and he was like, "No, you just misheard me because your English is bad. Brilliant, well done, Hatun. Month you've been doing that."
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I came to Speaker's Corner the one time. My friend just called her the screechy Christian lady. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I think you're right. They definitely seem to be united on sort of a point that they're going to attack Islam with. But that's not attack. I'll say critique what they critique Islam with. And yeah, whereas the Dawah characters just seem to come down and just want to give Dawah, and it's more impressive, isn't it? Because they're able to tackle whatever question comes.
They just deal with what's put in front of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shahadas after shahadas at the Speaker's Corner recently. Alhamdulillah.
And to be honest, there are probably some Christians out there that can do that as well, but I just don't see them at Speaker's Corner.
Yeah. There is actually I actually speak to two Christians down there. Actually, a few. I like Jason Burns. I didn't like how he was defending Bob, even though they don't agree on certain aspects of the Bible themselves.
That dude did my head in when I was there.
But you know what? He's a laugh. He's a laugh. I like him. But there's another guy that I really like, and I always talk to him. It's not all bad, but I mean, them DCCI guys, man, they must pick a topic. We'll do that for 4 weeks. They must do meetings. Must do that for 4 weeks.
I've always wondered that. Genuine.
Yeah, I think they do, and I think they talk about how they're going to get the conversation. They got a tactic, and then when the last resort, they go and ambush people and shout at people. Did you see the clip with Mohammed Hijab talking to him? And he was sat on their ladder, and he was like, "Yeah." And he got his beard came out. It was like, and it was brilliant.
That was brilliant. That clip was just just hilarious.
It's perfect. It was showing that you guys are jokes. I'm going to treat you like jokes. Right. Guys, I've got to go to bed. It's late now. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Talk to you soon.
Walaikum salam, bro.
Take it easy.
Been emotional, Ben. So, carrying on that, man, with Mohammed Hijab sat on their seat, man. They went and got the police as well, man. It was funny. Did you see it, Jordan?
Well, do you see that was
Didn't
the
it
same
get removed?
policeman? That was the same policeman that was that I had that word with for disturbing that brother praying. The same guy.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Is it?
Mm. I don't know what that. What was that? Mohammed Hijab was sitting down and they wanted him to move, or I think I briefly saw a bit of that. But
I think they tried to remove him, didn't they?
Mm.
I don't know. I could be wrong. But
Do you remember when Hatun came to the park, Jordan, with like different dialects of the Quran?
Yeah, 36 Qurans. I think that was Jay Smith as well.
They brought in different dialects of like.
oh, I saw that because didn't he what's the dude's name with white hair?
One had grammar in it, one didn't have
Jay
grammar
Smith.
in it.
Jay Smith.
Jay Smith, that's the one. He put up some video complaining you got like chased out of Speaker's Corner with all the Qurans and stuff.
Different fonts, someone said. Yeah. To be honest, I've never met any of them, so I can't really comment on them personally. I've never met any of them. There's only one of them tried to talk to me. I can't remember. I think she's Nigerian, possibly. The one with the glasses. And I wasn't in the mood for it because she'd been heckling Mansour's debate and then suddenly came over to me and I thought, you're not particularly genuine. But yeah, I've never spoken to Hatun or Bob or any of them on a personal level. So
neither have I.
I ended up speaking to Lizzie somehow once, and I'll never forget that.
Well, you've got knowledge of Christianity, haven't you? To be honest, I'll be fairly straightforward. I don't particularly know much about Christianity.
Well, I tried to leave the conversation by just simply saying, like, look, you're a Christian, I'm a Muslim, the person next to me is quite possibly an atheist. And I turned to them and went, are you? And he was like, yeah, I am. And I went, can't we all just get on? And then Lizzie just goes, no. And I just went, right, that's the reason why I'm leaving this conversation.
Yeah.
And actually, Godwin tried it as well. Godwin came up to me and said, are you Sam? I don't know how he probably was the thing with Bob. I don't know. He obviously knew who I was. And he had his camera set up and he said, oh, can I have a discussion? I said, yeah, but as long as it's off camera, because I didn't want to be on camera with him. Because he obviously knows stuff that I don't know, if you know what I mean. And then he starts filming and I genuinely threatened to break his camera. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I was having none of it.
That's what we were talking about more, that different versions of the Quran that she brought.
There is one. I can't remember his name. Is it Yaqub? Is there a guy called Yaqub in there? He's actually quite respectful and quite nice. I've never met Godwin. I've never met.
There's a guy that really gets to my gears. There's not many people who do, and he's called Kane. He's a black guy. And what he does,
name again?
Kane, I think it is, and he gets Muslims surround him and saying, "Defend your prophet, defend your prophet." And then when you defend your prophet, he goes, "No, he didn't say that." And then he brings up fake hadiths and that, man. And you're like, you can't win against that mentality because
Is he the big guy?
Yeah.
Big guy? He needs you. So you need to go in there like, wait, what, mate? What are you saying, mate?
A bit of that northern stallion in it.
he's off his crazy. He's a crazy man. I like Christian Jason as well, small chubby bloke. He's a funny guy in real life. He doesn't have any hate for Islam. Sometimes he just goes with the wind. He's a funny guy. He made like 40 videos a day on atheists, and they started attacking him and stuff. And they started calling his doctors and stuff and booking him appointments and stuff. Bad. He went through a bad stage. He had to come off of YouTube, and alhamdulillah. May Allah bring Jason to the truth, though. Inshallah.
Did you want to speak more about Sam's journey, or what did you want to speak about? Or you happy to just go with the comments?
Well, we did.
I don't know. It was up to you, Issa. I don't know if I was disturbing something or.
No, Sam.
Well, have I got the floor of that?
I don't know. Up to Issa. I'm the man in charge.
Well, neither am I, mate.
Do you fancy taking the floor?
Give me a question to start off with. It'll make my life easier.
Jordan, give him a question.
So this was your journey to Islam, isn't it? What was your trigger to looking into Islam first?
Trigger? I guess curiosity more than anything else. Because I guess can I a quick question, Jordan? Were you atheist kind of before
No,
Islam?
I always believed in a creator.
That's fair enough. I guess I was so I'm the same. I was in the same boat, yeah. And but I was brought up Christian, and I just didn't quite buy into that. I didn't. I think there's a lot of good that Christianity can teach you, like moral wise and stuff. I do actually believe that, but it wasn't convincing in the grand scheme of things. And so when I came across Islam, it just kind of more was. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like God is one, and no Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Trinity nonsense. Sorry for any Christians out there. And yeah, it just made a lot more sense. It was just a lot more simple. I guess as you both know, when you kind of delve a bit deeper, there are some bits you come across, and you are kind of like, oh, I didn't expect this, so to speak. But I think over time, all of that's passed now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now you just focus on the. I guess now it's like that question earlier. I focus on the bigger picture now. What it can do for me, rather than what I want out of it.
Is there any reason it was Islam that turned you rather than Buddhism or something else?
Buddhism. Well, for a start, Buddhism, I guess, if you want, is it's a philosophy, isn't it? It's not really a religion. But I don't know. I think the biggest thing that compelled me or turned me was the argument that there was actual guidance within Islam and everything was for the better. Compare that to say like I said, Christianity can teach you a lot of good morals, but it can't exactly teach you how to live your life. Does that make sense? So it was more that combination of good morals, but also learning how to actually be guided and to stay away from, say, the 5 poisons, for example, and stuff like that. I think that was one of the biggest things, and I guess another thing was also, I guess, in terms of the spiritual side of things, was just a lot simpler, and how it was just more logical as well, rather than saying Christianity, for example. I'm just speaking from my Christian background now, but it is you're sort of taught to do faith. You just believe for the sake of believing, almost, or at least that's the way I kind of look at it. Whereas at least in Islam, it's kind of like, no, challenge it, and really think about it, rather than just blindly follow it.
Yeah.
And I guess the final trigger would have been that Aira retreat as well.
Yeah.
I think that's what really started to cement me a lot more. That did me the world of good, as Chris knows. He literally witnessed me burst into tears. Poor bastard. I'm sorry, but that was an emotional time as well on that retreat. I'd recommend that to anyone, by the way, even you, Jordan.
Yeah, I didn't go.
I'm actually going to go again this year.
Inshallah.
But this time I want to go to the second one, not the first one. I went to the first one last time.
Yeah, I think my journey is similar to yours. It's about the guidance. So, and Hamza's 5 poisons argument is a great way into Islam for British people, I think, because they're 5 poisons that we see every day. And obviously, it's not enough. It's not enough to convert somebody straight away, but it's certainly something to get you thinking. Hang on a minute, who's guiding me? I certainly think that was a very strong for him. One of the best dawah, better than the what's it? People use the iPhone or Ali Dawah socks.
Yeah.
Tactics.
Believe it or not, I remember
watching
I watched some of Ali Dawah's stuff in my early time looking into it, and I never found Ali's kind of arguments too convincing. No disrespect to him, I do like what he does, but I think Darren's were a lot more well constructed and thought out in a way. It was more convincing in the long run, like.
Amimush is doing really well in the comments. So a lot of people are disagreeing with my stance on a lot of things, and Amimush gets it completely, and he's doing a good job there. Yeah.
Have we got a lot of trolls in the comments? I can't see them at all.
Not trolls, but look, I know if you speak against, not that I'm not even speaking against Muslims, to be honest. I'm just seeing, well, I guess I am the ones that maybe are glorifying what happened. But yeah, you're always going to get. I also mentioned that I'm going to go to Rochdale because I've heard, a lot of Muslim brothers have mentioned that in some of these areas that this thing that they're not that there's issues, but they're saying that a lot of the Muslims there's a lot of turmoil between the Muslims and non-Muslims. And so I've said I'd like to go there and actually find out what that's all about. And you're always going to get a reaction from some people misunderstanding your what you're actually trying to say. But it is what it is.
Well, of course. Do you know? I was just thinking, the 5 poisons thing. Something popped into my mind. Like you probably heard, I'm working as a cook these days, and there's just this tradition that as soon as the last kind of meal goes out in the kitchen, all the boys in the kitchen gets pints of beer, and then they basically get smashed. Do you know what I mean? And then we're all in work the next day, aren't we?
Yeah.
But it's just like, how can you live like that? In a sense of, it's not like just have a couple of beers and go home. They get smashed. And then there's me, kind of little thing of coke, and very out of place. But
my mic was on mute, man. I was trying to tell you something, Sam. I'm like, why is Jordan ignoring me? Why is Sam ignoring me?
Were you on mute?
I was on mute, yes, Sam.
we thought that was deliberate on your part, mate.
No, I was like,
well, you get really angry over there. What's going on?
No, I was just thinking, Jordan, you've just spoken over me. And then Sam spoke over me when I said something, and I'm like, what? Yeah. And then I looked, and I was mute. Sam, someone said, what were the tears from during the IAERA retreat? What was the trigger? It's a good question.
Okay, I'll expand on this one a bit. As you know, the most important thing to me in my life has always been my family. My parents and my brother, etc. And I always put them above everything else, like on a little pedestal, I guess. And for ages, you guys, like even both of you, you were trying to drum it into me that no, God comes first, but I couldn't accept that, could I?
It's hard one, isn't it? Because your shahada is basically you're submitting your will to Allah. And for me, like I said, 99% of my stuff fitted in with Islam, but then you've got that little fraction where you've got your own beliefs, and you have to kind of reconcile it with what you're learning and what you believe Allah is telling you.
Well, I guess the way I originally read into it was that sort of you put God first, them second, so you love God more than them, and that is still the case. But I guess Sheikh Green kind of went, no, you kind of you still love God more than them, but you can still love them a lot for the sake of God, so to speak.
Who's that? Your parents, you say?
Yeah.
Well, the way I look at it is Allah gave you your parents, so He is He's given you everything. So that's the way I look at it.
I'll never forget, right, Jordan. Basically, the Sheikh says that answer. It was an answer I needed to hear, really. And then I sort of look over my shoulder and I see Chris. He's just got his phone under the desk, and then he's texting something. And my phone buzzes, and it just simply says, "Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners."
Yeah,
Chris, I will never forget that. That was just brilliant.
Yeah, because Sheikh Abdurrahim Green, he said something at the right time and what Sam needed, and I recognised that. So I thought, wow, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, the timing was perfect, actually, wasn't it? No, I think back.
Apparently, we love criticising Pakistanis. Apparently,
I've had that as well, and I'll clarify that. I don't believe, because obviously I don't know if you're talking about grooming gangs. I don't believe it's a Pakistani problem, because
it wasn't a Pakistani who did the milkshake thing. It was an Indian Gujarat, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if the grooming was a Pakistani issue, there's Pakistanis all over the country. It's pretty obvious that it would be everywhere. So it's pretty obvious it's not a Pakistani. The whole grooming thing is that if I've always defended grooming and said, there's grooming in every culture, which there is, and I've always said that you know, and I'm still obviously Islam is free from grooming because there's nothing in our scriptures that tell us that's fine to, you know, to ply young girls with alcohol and take advantage.
We can't even touch them, mate.
No, exactly. So, but if for me it changed when I've got several Muslim brothers saying to me, actually, Jordan, in these areas there are things going on, and it's very, and then it wasn't even referring to the grooming. It was more to do with the kind of friction between the Muslims and non-Muslims, and even some of the Muslims themselves are saying we've got some really nasty Muslims here, and I'd just like to know, why is that? Why is it in these pockets this is happening? And yeah, it just interests me because I don't know why, and I'm not saying I've never said it's a Pakistani issue. I never would say that.
We've always defended Pakistanis on the grooming issue.
Yeah, I mean Pakistanis, from what I know, would if they got their hands on a groomer, would it wouldn't be a pretty sight. They protect their families. They're generally quite strict in their faith. So yeah.
Do you know my opinion on what DNF said? Yeah, because the majority of Muslims in this country are Pakistani. So when a Muslim does something to us and then we talk about it, it's always going to look like we're talking about Pakistanis. But if you take the country out of it and the race out of it and just see them as normal human beings like ourselves, then I'm criticizing what the problem is. Do you know what I mean? I'm just criticizing what's happened to me. You've got to remember the reason I joined the English Defence League is because of the Pakistanis in my area. We used to attack me and beat me up for like 2 years. So obviously, I'm going to criticise that issue. But I wouldn't say it was a Pakistani problem why they beat me up. I wouldn't say, you know what I mean. So I think you have.
You, Jordan. I think we lost Jordan, Chris.
Has Jordan left?
I don't think so.
Maybe his internet or he's on the phone or his phone's gone dead. Inshallah. But
and then there were
if you're a part of the fitna of the YouTube thingies and then you're trying to criticise people for their criticising, it's hypocrisy. But I've never seen DNF trolling or anything like that, you know, so I can't really judge or assume the worst of the brother. Alhamdulillah, end of the day, you know, I don't look at people's nationality when I'm talking about. I talk about what they did to me, like what happened in the mosque, and unfortunately, it seems to be the Pakistani community. 1 minute, I'll answer that. Coming from a born Muslim from a Indo background, I found Pakistanis in my school so far away from Islam that they wouldn't know right from wrong. This was the girls, though. The boys were very. I think they should do documentary about when grooming hard of people in Islamic country. Just water fasting, do you know me, or something? Calm it, mate. Going primary school, but then I went. This is an interesting question. You keep calling them Pakistanis, aren't they British?
Repeat that question.
You keep calling them Pakistanis, aren't they British to you? So, yes, they're British to me. But every time I'd say, if I said to a Pakistani guy from where I live, "Oh, you're not a Pakistani, you're British," it'd go off his head. I've done it many times. I've said in the past. I've said that
there we go.
Sorry,
British.
guys.
You're British, are you not Pakistani? No, I'm a British Pakistani. So you've got to respect what they want to be called. Sorry, guys. Sam, do you prefer the countryside where you live or cities like London?
Good question.
However,
I will admit this. I guess it works out like this. When you're in a city or a nice town or something, you've got more to do. Yeah, there's more to keep you interested. But you'll never experience, like, when you're in the countryside, man. You've got your own privacy, your own space. You know what I mean? You can just chill out, relax. And I will miss that because we're actually moving away from this place soon. Just gutting.
I forgot what I was saying when it cut off. I forgot what I was saying. Was it about Pakistanis, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we kind of continued that conversation a bit, Jordan.
Yeah.
It was basically Chris was just got asked a question like with Pakistanis, do you see them as British? Do you see what I mean
Yeah,
when
I
they
think,
live in the
yeah,
country?
some are born here, but you may be born here and still have, you know, Pakistani culture in your whole houses and things like that, and that obviously I think our culture does separate us a lot in some of our behaviours. Obviously, Islam comes first, but you can't deny that some cultures perhaps treat gay people differently. Some cultures perhaps treat women differently. Obviously, Islam has come along to try and give us a moral anchor. But would I
Do you know,
consider them British? Yeah, they're British
you-
Pakistanis, aren't they?
Do you know, I actually heard something brilliant, right, on, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Question Time the other day. I don't usually watch it, but I decided to this one time. And John Barnes was on there, you know, ex-Liverpool player.
Yeah,
No, he said something brilliant, actually.
I like
He
him.
said, he said that no matter what we all think, we're all racist, whether we like it or not. And the way he explained it was, he said, if I was to present to you, you were going to have a new neighbour, and I was going to present to you two options. One is like, say, the kind of people you kind of grew up around, and then the other one is from somewhere else. You're naturally going to kind of go with the people that you were brought up with, rather than the person who's not, you weren't brought up with.
Yeah,
I thought that was actually an excellent point.
Yeah, but interestingly, as white converts, we're seen as traitors by our fellow white people, and and some. It's interesting. Some Muslims don't see us as pro-white, so it's interesting where you fit in all of this.
So Vincent Prince's argument is that they're not British Pakistanis; they're British full stop. So basically, the British Pakistani community call themselves British Pakistanis. We
They
can't.
want to keep that identity, don't
They want to keep the
Cool.
cultural. That's. You know what? We've just got to respect what they say. You can't just come and start making like attacks on if someone says they're Pakistani British. That's not true. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get the relevance of it. I guess if Vincent Price is Pakistani, then I'll take that. I'll take that comment as feedback. But all this labelling. I mean, I was at Speaker's Corner and someone told me there's no such thing as a white Muslim. I think, wow, where does that lead? Like, all these labels. And to be honest, as Muslims, do we really care what we're labelled? I don't care as long as I'm Muslim, I don't care what I'm labelled.
If your neighbour is a Muslim, you should be happy since they are protected from the five poisons. That's not exactly true, though, Muket, unfortunately. Not from what areas I live in, unfortunately. May Allah guide us all. And that's what Ramadan's for. This is what Ramadan's for, to bring us back. Inshallah. It's not about English.
How was your second day of fasting, by the way, Jordan?
Yeah, it was probably just as hard as the first, but from what I remember last year, it gets easier. 3 or 4 days in, the headaches start going. But even now, I just feel drained. But there's something special about the feeling, especially when you achieve. I mean, iftar is an amazing feeling. Taking that first day,
It is.
first bite of bread. You what? Sorry.
SubhanAllah, iftar is pretty good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially water. I'm not so bothered about the food, it's the
Yeah.
water.
And I don't know if you've done it yet, but if you're with a lot of Muslim brothers or sisters as well, it's incredible. Obviously, sharing it together.
I haven't had a chance to yet, George. Hopefully, I will at some point.
So if you go to a masjid and break fast, what you'll notice is everyone sits around, and obviously everyone's starving. But what you'll find is people will be taking stones out of dates and giving it to you before eating themselves. It's an amazing feeling. It's not like everyone just stuffs their faces. Everyone's actually sharing.
Isn't there like a code of conduct where you're not allowed to help yourself? You have to serve other people, and then likewise someone will serve you.
I think there is a general thing, and I think you're obviously rewarded if you're giving food to other people. But it still is just a lovely. It is a lovely feeling.
Oh no, SubhanAllah, I imagine it is.
Yeah, well, what about the brothers who pass everything out and then eat after? Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless them. So, I don't know whether Kilowatt's trolling Jordan, but
He's not going to get a reaction out of me. It's not.
Alhamdulillah.
Another one.
Yeah.
Adamant, it's a Muslim Pakistani issue. What's a Muslim Pakistani issue? We've already said that grooming gangs is not a Muslim Pakistani issue. There's, we've said it many times.
Yeah.
Well, I think that you're misunderstanding the point. What Jordan's trying to say. 100%, you're missing the point.
Yeah. I've been told by Muslims about Rochdale, not just Colonel Mustard. I've actually been told by other brothers.
100%. I lived in Bradford for 8 months. I've seen it. But it's the same in the community where I'm from in Leeds. I'm not just going to look at one community, but there's it's really bad.
Yeah. No, I'm not going there to catch people out. I may go and come back and go, you know what? There's nothing there. I loved it.
Of course, there's good people. It's only the minority that the bad people. But as human beings, we always look at the bad rather than the good first, and that's just the way we are. We're negative beings.
I've always wondered, say, you obviously had that thing in Rochdale, didn't you, with all the girls and stuff. But say, like, particularly in South Wales, one thing that is a big problem is not particularly grooming gangs or anything, but it's like just individual rapes. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like people just getting like raped on like a night out and stuff like that.
Well, grooming gang, on the scheme of things, grooming gangs is a tiny percentage. It's a subcategory. It's a subcategory of a subcategory of paedophilia. So it's a tiny percentage of an actual issue. I mean, you think of in this country, all the sports coaches, even people in their families, people within their families getting abused. The percentages are massive. Stats are massive compared to grooming gangs.
Kilowatt, you're obviously too up Jordan's backside to realise his arguments are baseless. That's like that's like me saying your head's too far up your backside. You're probably the one who throw the milkshake. That's like me saying that.
If they're so
of course,
baseless,
it was Jordan. We all knew it was.
Is he a police officer?
End of the day, yeah. But we have different views on how to respect our sisters, our people, and whatever. Throwing that milkshake just causes problems for our sisters, causes problems for the dower stalls, causing problems actually. And you might not see that because you're too busy on here talking about. But I see it on the Leeds dower stall, and I'm seeing the tensions build. We've been doing it for nearly 3 years now, and it's getting worse and worse and worse as it goes on. It's not getting any better, and every time people are coming for the argument, they're always saying it's always the same thing,
Yes, Vincent Price. Knife crime is a bigger issue. It is, yeah.
Don't you think knife crime is a big issue of concern? The deaths of children on our streets is more critical. Is it not? Yes, of course, 100%. Why is Rochdale your priority but not knife crime?
Knife crime isn't prevalent in my. Well, I guess I'm Muslim.
Anti-white means you're racist and not anti-British. You can be British and dislike white rice. No, it is what it is, isn't it? It's like so. Alhamdulillah, it's not for another hour and a half here.
Good time for a deal.
What can I say, man? Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't have your own opinions without getting labelled or told that you're wrong. If someone doesn't agree with you, they just want to like, oh, you're against this, you're against that. No, it's not like that.
Yeah. Vincent Price, unsatisfactory. You're going to get guys. If you have a channel and you say an opinion, you're going to get people that disagree with you, and that's fine. You're going to get people accusing you of certain things, and you just kind of got to let some of it slide if it's. Especially
likewise, we've got the right to reply back and say, "No, you're wrong, mate."
Yeah, but sometimes you can reply to them and almost feed the trolls, can't you? I'm not saying Vincent Price is a troll, but he certainly doesn't seem to be having a decent conversation.
I can't actually see the
What?
chat.
What's the that's 3 times I've seen Vincent Prince put unsatisfactory answer. What does he want? It makes no sense, man. What does it matter if it satisfies you or satisfies me? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So, what's your opinion on it then, Vincent Prince? Give us your opinion, and then we'll see if yours is nonsense. It's a subjective sort of way of looking at things, isn't it?
Anyway.
No, it's good DNF, bro, man. It's not caused bad. I'm just curious because every time you say opinion, it's unsatisfactory for him. It's like whatever you say, if it's not on his opinion or his belief, you're wrong. You aren't from Rochdale. I'm from the north. I've marched with the English Defence League. I've come in contact with the grooming gangs just round corners from in Bradford. There was Huddersfield where I live. There's been many. I've seen it open-handed, but I would never say it was a Pakistani problem.
I think Vincent Price. I think that a lot of people took it like this, like I'm some kind of vigilante going there to try and attack and find and expose all the Muslim grooming gangs. That wasn't my intention, and like I say, that you can't call them Muslim grooming gangs. They're my intention is I've always defended grooming gangs. There's videos on Speaker's Corner where I've said I've taken apart the Quillian report. Grooming gangs has been used against Muslims, tarnished against them. But at the end of the day, if there are places in the country where Muslims are perhaps behaving badly, I wouldn't mind knowing why. And I'm not talking about just grooming. I'm hearing from other Muslim brothers in these areas that there's turmoil between the Muslims and non-Muslims. And this could be for several reasons, couldn't it? It could be the area they live in. It could be, Hamza mentioned perhaps it being a poorer area makes these kind of conflicts. I don't necessarily buy into that. But yeah, I wanted to go and experience the area. I'm not going there as a vigilante trying to expose people.
I don't think that was. I never seen that as an intention from you, Jordan, to come to Rochdale and start questioning.
No, but I think that's.
He just wanted to come to Rochdale to meet the brothers and see what it was like.
Yeah, I've had a few of these people, and I think they're doing it intentionally. A few of these people purposely try and create that kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's more exciting online when they say it, but.
It's going to be just the same as London. When you come to Rochdale, you're going to get your nice brothers, you're going to get your gangster brothers, you're going to get every brother walk of life, every walk of life. It just. I think you should come to break iftar in the north, Jordan, rather than doing it.
Yeah, I'm not even going to record it. I'm just going to go and visit the place, and a couple of the brothers that have actually told me about this have invited me to their masjid. So it'd be good to go along and find out, because I want, as a Reva, I want Muslims and non-Muslims to obviously get along, because this is it's. And when you hear places like this, it does interest me as to why would this happen in these areas. And like I said, I wouldn't take this if it was coming from the media or anything like that. This is actually coming from Muslim brothers who live in these areas. So, unless you guys are saying they're all lying.
I think Vincent Prince is missing the point. When you throw a milkshake on a far right hooligan, and then he puts it on his channel and puts Muslim attacks again, that gives out the narrative to the far right, the people who attack the sisters, to attack the sisters even more, because then they can say you're attacking me, you're attacking us, so we can attack you, and they always aim for the sisters. Does that make sense, Jordan?
Oh, see, so Vincent also doesn't. He's just a troll, isn't he? Now he disagrees with that as well. Oh gosh! All right, I get him now.
Say that again.
Well, he's just moved on to a different point, hasn't he? He was talking about Rochdale a minute ago. Now he's attacking another point. So it seems like whatever we say on here, he's probably going to have a. You get those people that argue for the sake of arguing.
Yeah, moving the goalpost.
That reminds me of me.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's probably fun online as well, especially if people are responding. So if it's right with you, Vincent, I think I'm going to ignore you for the rest of the evening.
Let's move on.
Anyway.
Is there any actual good questions in there?
No, I think my last point is with Vincent. I think he needs to, like, I don't know him. I don't know what background he comes from. I don't know if he's Muslim or not Muslim. So I don't know what point of view he's coming from when he's saying our idiotic arguments. Jordan is trying to sow fear or encourage sisters being milkshaked and then justifying it because Tommy was milkshake too. Eh?
Should we repeat that again? Because I genuinely can't see it.
Jordan is trying to sow fear or encourage sisters being milkshaked and then justifying it because Tommy was milkshake too. That's idiotic. I've never seen anything like that, man. It's like
you'll be joining ISIS next, Jordan.
I know.
Oh God, I think.
Crazy, man. That is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Jordan, let's clarify. Do you want sisters to get milkshakes because you know?
I think my whole video was because I didn't want that to happen. I think that was the whole point. But I guess you can take what you want from it.
Can't please everyone, can you, lads?
You can't.
If a Muslim went around milkshaking innocent white women, then I could understand retaliation against Muslim women being a concern potentially. Obviously, you're missing out the fact that it happens. You're missing out the fact of it happens. So you're just going to ignore the fact of that happening and then let it happen. We know that we know for a fact that sisters get attacked when sisters will get taken out when it's taken out on. When it comes to the far right, it's a fact. I don't even get you. I don't get your point. I don't get your.
Here's a question for you, Sam. Sam, in your video with Hamza, you said you were doing something to help the local bees in your neighbourhood.
Say that again, Jordan. I was just sorting something out.
In your video with Hamza, you said you were doing some help with some local bees.
Yeah, genuinely, I've got a beehive, mate.
Oh, the local bees.
Yeah, honestly, man, the things are dying out these days. You need to do what you can.
Cool.
Have you ever seriously? Have you ever gone out and looked? There's more wasps and stuff and whatever.
Yeah, I guess I don't see many bees.
And like, I obviously living in the countryside.
Why are they dying?
One thing, there's like a virus going around that's killing them all. But basically, one thing that's starting to happen is some flowers and crops are not getting pollinated properly. So in other words, your food will cost more, Jordan.
Oh dear. Well, yeah. After Brexit, that might happen as well, according to Darren.
By the way, I have to say this. I watched, the live stream I watched the other day. Sorry, buddy, you got absolutely schooled.
No, I won that.
What's the name of it?
You keep telling yourself that.
I don't normally get the better of him, but I definitely won the last that debate with Hamza. I can explain why as well, but.
Well, give me 2 minutes and you can explain.
No Brexit talk on here, thank you.
No, we won't have any.
There's a Brexit ban. I've timed out, Vincent, because
well, in that case, there's a Liverpool ban as well.
I'm not getting distracted. On Jordan's stream, it is. Yeah, it's banned. I respect his views. Trying against all Muslims need to stick together. Well, it is what it is. All Muslims need to stick together wherever they come or sect they are. I don't stick with people. I don't stick around people who want to to live the lifestyle that I used to live. The gang mentality, the cult ship. I don't stick around. I used to live that lifestyle, and there's a reason I come away from it. It's not, not a good mentality.
Adil's a Brexiteer.
Well,
I knew he was a smart brother.
we're not going into that. No unicorns on my channel. Alhamdulillah. So what you're gonna have for
Why
breakfast?
do you always call it unicorns? I've always heard you use that phrase.
Work it out, Sam.
Oh, in other words, he just
Because it's going.
poor Jordan was promised things that he'll never get.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boris Johnson's going to court, I think, next month for the £350 million van that he put out. Is that correct, Jordan? That thing you've been defending?
No, that's actually true. The ban, the 350 million.
It's not true because he's going to court because he wants true.
I thought we said we weren't going to talk about Brexit.
Yeah.
If you're going to defend it and he's going to court over it.
It's logic. You obviously would have to pay the EU all that money to be a member anymore, so you get that money back. Whether the government decide to spend it on NHS or not is up to them.
Anything interesting in the comments, boys?
Alhamdulillah.
Do you know what you do, Sam? Have you got 2 devices?
I have, but this one's not working for some reason.
Really, you need the second device. So I've got on my phone. I managed to get my phone working again, and on my laptop I can see the comments. I think there is a way of doing both, but
tell a lie, it is kind of working, but I just can't get on the internet for it for some reason.
You can thingy as well, Jordan. You can do it on your computer. Just open a different tab.
Yeah, I wish I had a computer.
No,
yeah. Something to get.
That's a crazy conversation that Ami and Liam are having. It's like my definition is better than your definition of words. Sam.
Ami Mush has, I've seen him take Kilowatt apart in the discussion already. He did well there.
Yeah.
He didn't even need to respond.
Sam, if there's a next Umrah trip in the following year, would you go with anyone in the EF Tower group like Ben who hasn't gone?
I'd go with Ben. I would actually go with Caleb if possible. You know, the Kiwi. He's a good laugh. To be fair to him. Does it have to be people who haven't gone?
I don't know.
To Umrah, did you say? To Umrah?
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to think who didn't go.
Karima?
Nah, it's not that. Sorry, Karima.
Caleb had a problem with his journey. I think he was planning on coming. I think most people went, didn't they? There were people left in the group.
So I guess it just leaves me with Ben and Caleb, really.
There's a few. There's Ryan. Ryan's a new person. Ryan, Jake.
I've heard about those brothers. I just don't know them very well, to be honest.
They're not very active, so I don't particularly know that. I met Ryan at Speaker's Corner last time. He came.
I guess, to be honest, I would just try and drag like you along, Jordan and Chris as well, and probably Abbas and Imran and all them lot. I'd just be like, "Yep, you're all coming."
Walaikum salam, William. My man.
Listen, have you seen what Kilowatt's saying about that? My conversion is too good to be true. What does that even mean? What's mine too good to be true, and no one else's?
Maybe you're like the stereotype kind of alpha male white guy, though.
So maybe we're finding out what Kilowatt's problem is now. Walaikum salam, William.
Oh, is Will in the chat?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum, Will. Hope you're all right, mate.
So why don't you jump on?
Oh, Will didn't go, did he? I'd take Will as well.
Yeah, Will didn't go.
If he didn't have that badge on his YouTube, then you can take him.
Do you remember it was us four? I think I've still got the video where we were in Speaker's Corner past midnight and we got locked in.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't bring that up.
So we got locked in, and there was a homeless guy that was trying to steal one of our jackets.
Yeah.
And
And
Ethan's
I'll
like,
also
"Look,
just
give me
never
my
forget, I
jacket."
put my phone out on the table, and then that was
Yeah.
just the conversation for most of the night. It's just like, oh, look, Sam's got a pink phone.
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
I never lived
yeah.
that down, did I?
That was bizarre. I think. Why did we ask you to take it out? Was it for a photo?
Don't know.
Yeah, we pulled it out, like pink phone, and we're just looking like, hey.
1 minute.
I do not remember why, but
Oh, no,
one
it was
of
in
you
the
asked.
restaurant. That was actually in the restaurant, I think. That was with Abbas was there.
Yeah, but it continued on into the park, didn't it?
Walaikum
I was
salam,
just getting
okay.
roasted all night for that. But I'm sorry, my
I'm
best
looking-
memory of that was just watching Chris having to climb over that fence. I'm sorry, but that was just brilliant.
Yeah.
And Sam's rapping.
Oh yeah.
I can rap good, man.
And what about the aftermath with Will and Sam?
Oh, let's not go into that, shall we? What happened in that room stays in that room.
Yeah.
Would I like to elaborate? You made a claim earlier anyway. What are the English culture? Jordan, you've spoken in the past what the culture is.
Yeah, it's a hard one to because I've been asked a lot about it in the park. Like, what now what can I not do now? I'm Muslim, so it's gone a lot into English culture and defining what culture actually is. Because obviously, culture is kind of your. No, there is some morality in culture. I think like there are some things that aren't illegal, but your culture still says they're not. So there is some morality in people's culture, I think. But I think what English culture is for me about respect. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech. All these things are English values, which English culture. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because the
Culture can also differ from
It's
even
subjective
just
as well.
UK, like because if you came down to South Wales, Jordan, it would be a completely different world to London.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Very
mean,
subjective. Like our language is subjective as well because when Jordan says when you say to Jordan, you say something and he goes pardon. When you say something to me, I say what.
yeah.
So it's two different ways of being brought up. So
It's interesting when you hear certain people describe. So when you hear the far right describe English culture, they'll purposely say things that are not Islamic. They'll say, "Oh, ham sandwich, alcohol, pub." They'll say all these things that are part of English culture. Apparently,
English have never had freedom of speech. That's a fallacy. Freedom of
I agree
speech,
with that.
absolute freedom of speech is a fallacy.
Yeah, I think people's definition of freedom, because I think freedom of speech was set up for a noble cause that you're able to express yourself. But I think you're supposed to. It's always been about respect. It's not the freedom to abuse other people or the freedom to infringe upon others' freedoms. Because if you're doing that, then that's not really that's not a right, is it? You can't be your right to take other people's rights away. English culture to ignorant people is drunk fights.
to be honest, I think everyone's got a different view on freedom of speech, haven't they? Like it's very subjective from person to person. Like I once saw one good argument by this political satirist called Jonathan Pye, who's quite hilarious to be fair. But one point that he made was he sees freedom of speech as this. How do I put it? So say for example, if you've got someone who's racist, he says he believes you should allow them to say what they honestly believe, but on the flip side, you should be able to show them why they're wrong.
Yeah,
and
I
debate
don't
with
believe in
them.
that.
That's his opinion, but then
Well,
I'm of the opinion views like that shouldn't really be shared in a way.
Yeah, so saying that guy, I'd ask that guy. Let's saying he's walking down the road with his wife, and I'm walking along, and I say, "Oh, your wife looks really chubby today." Is he just going to be happy that I've said my piece and I've
You'll
said
probably get chinned for that.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, in a court of law, they'd probably understand why I got chinned. So even in this country, I think the law would still be on your side. If I was to just disrespect somebody's wife in front of them, they'd probably have a right to react. So yeah, like Lisa says, it's pretty much a myth, isn't it? That you can the thought you can say what you want and offend who you want, and that's your freedom, is not the sort of society that anyone wants to live in. Really, I think that I know a lot of the Tommy boys use it as a sort of a cloak so they can say what they want about Islam. But I guarantee you, those boys don't. They wouldn't let you say whatever you want about them or their family or their beliefs.
I think it's that sort of thing, isn't it? They say, all the things that we hear, but then when we try counter argument, they're like, no, you're just wrong, kind of thing, rather than actually sitting down and chatting about it, so to speak.
Yeah. Anyway, read this book. Consider Islam. Proving the Patriots of propaganda.
I've genuinely been needing to say this, Chris. You actually need to set up like a bookshop. That would be like perfect for you.
I know. I'm just. If you're not reading, you're not practicing, lad. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. And Jordan's going to say, well, what about listening to the book? That's the same.
Yeah, audiobooks.
Audio books is the same. If you're not learning about Islam, then you'll always be in one place, asking other people questions all the time, rather than knowing yourself. I'd rather know myself, me. So, Sam, consider Islam. Misquoting Muhammad, Karen Armstrong's Muhammad, and Divine Reality. Get them, bro. Read. Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
This Just Water Fasting? Is that the Liam that messages us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Repeat after me. Ashadu an la ilaha illallah. Oh, come on, Liam, bro. Let's not do this. You're going down a slippery.
I think I'm gonna call it a night, lads. All right. So I'll catch you both soon.
See you soon, man. I'm going to go in a minute as well. I think I'll get up.
I'm going to leave it till 2 o'clock, Jordan, if you want.
All right, 2 o'clock. Done.
Salam alaikum.
Good to see you, Sam.
Walaikum salam. Nice to see you, by the way, Jordan.
Good to see you.
You too, Chris, by the way.
Oh,
see you guys.
Something about.
Will Jordan be visiting a Catholic church? No.
I deleted the comments because I'm right now it's not the right time to keep discussing and going over the same stuff, and then getting the answer. Oh well, that answer doesn't satisfy me. So it's not here to please people, are we?
Give the Pope my salams.
At the end of the day, it is what it is. Yeah, we condemn that as well. Condemn any paedophilia, grooming. It is what it is. Jordan's coming to Rochdale just to see what it's like.
Yeah, I'm not going there to go and visit groomers and things like that. That's not my. Anyway.
He's just going just to see what Rochdale's like because he's never been out of the south. He's never been to north.
Walaikum salam, Ahmed. Yeah, I've got to get myself into the northern area.
Yeah, see what it's like. Alhamdulillah.
So hopefully we all meet. We want to do if we meet for iftar. Be good to. I don't want to record all the food and everything. That would be strange. But it'd be good to get some. I think hopefully by then I may actually have 1,000 subscribers by then.
Inshallah.
Which means you can just do you can literally on your Wi-Fi, not your Wi-Fi, on your 4G, just literally do a bit of a live.
I thought you could do it anyway, Jordan. I thought you found a way.
Yeah, I did, but it's not very good quality. I think there are apps you can go into, but yeah, you can't go directly from YouTube. Da-da-da. Inshallah. It's Fajr in Baghdad. Wow.
Alhamdulillah. MashaAllah, Osman. Thank you for the good words, man. Bring a bit of positivity around here. Negative for Ramadan, brother. The shaitan is locked away, bro. Simone, stop your ignorant mentality. The bro was clear. Right, Mr. Simone Wagner's gone. Boom. See you later.
Yeah, Yasmin. That's what Yasmin done. Yasmin. I checked my my block list the other day, and there's about 40 people in there. Because I don't realise a lot of the comments don't even come down the bottom because Yasmin gets them before they even.
Anyone coming to the UAE for a free sunnah?
I wonder what it's like in the UAE. I don't even know.
Jordan, are you attending the trials of these groomers? It's crazy, isn't it? You only mentioned you're going to Rochdale, man. I don't, and then people make a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going there with a film crew and trying to expose people's and that. But I would never, ever even protect a. If I knew someone was grooming at my mosque or in my area, I wouldn't protect him.
Yeah. Me neither.
So a bit straight.
Jordan, when do you eat sahur? Very soon. To be honest, I mean, I've got the sahur in the last couple of days, but I guess the point during Ramadan, I don't you so I start missing it. I start valuing the sleep more than the food. But you're not supposed to, I know.
I'm interested in Islam, inshallah.
MashaAllah, Masya. What's the process if she's interested? Is it to message Darren?
Walaikum salam, Patab. Okay. Yes, when I come off now, I'll have an half an hour nap and then I'll get up for. So I think I'm gonna have cornflakes and some water.
Is that all you have for sahur?
Yeah, because I ate well for tea, man. I had fish, new potatoes, veg, and then I ate loads of fruit, apple, pear, grapes, and I also had one of them mother rices, low fat ones, and then water and dates. That's enough. For me, yeah. It's my thought process more than it is. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. All in the mind.
But I've done a lot. Like last 2 days, I've got a lot of things done. I've got fish tanks, and I've done all my fish tanks and everything. And all sorts of stuff that you do. You know what I mean? It's just. So I've been thinking recently about doing some reaction videos. Like of the meaning of life and. Do you get what I mean, Jordan?
Yeah. No, definitely Ramadan encourages me to read more.
Yeah, so let's call it a night anyway, because it is what it is.
Yeah, it's good to come on. I wouldn't mind I might do a live just before Sahur one day during Ramadan as well. Apparently, Hamza was saying a lot of people are online at that time.
Come to success. Now you are Muslim. What's your culture? Is Muslim culture different from all the others? I live the same culture as I lived before. I don't think I've took out the things that are around, and that's it. Still wear the same clothing, still, and that's it. When it comes to culture, I love football. Jordan loves tennis. So we're both on. There's some Muslims who say, "Oh, you shouldn't watch tennis, you shouldn't watch football," but I'm not one of them guys who listens to people all the time. If you listen to some people, man, you wouldn't have a TV, you wouldn't have a phone, you wouldn't have, it's just that's their culture, and they try to and same with the name business. People try to push their culture on you. I've noticed.
Marcia's on there, so have you seen? I've talked about messaging Hamza.
What country does she live in? What country do you? I don't know what is in here.
Sounds Irish, Cunningham, but
I heard about Pakistani grooming gangs. Have you heard this? This one of trolls.
So it's she's saying she's worried about becoming Muslim. I think we've all been through that, where you're worried about perhaps what your family think, what your friends think. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about Islam, you are talking about your afterlife. You're talking about your guidance. You are talking about something bigger. But yeah, I totally get the fear. And to be honest, I think most of us didn't want to become Muslim. You resist it as much as you can, but the more you learn, you will just be drawn to it anyway. So I'd suggest just come into the group, ask some questions.
That's like me saying, yeah, I'm worried about being a white British man because of all the paedophiles.
Yeah.
Because I heard about all the every time I watch, go on Facebook, there's a different day, there's a different child grooming people catching groomers, and every single time the white British people. It is.
Yeah.
No, you won't have to marry a Pakistani man. Islam is for the full. Even though when I was younger and I was a part of the English Defence League, I thought Islam was only a Pakistani religion from my own origin.
Only for Pakistani men? No way.
No, the majority of the Muslims are Pakistani in this country, so it seems like it can seem like that way. But
yeah, Islam is sent to mankind. So,
Islam has no race. Islam has no. Yes, Jordan and Chris are Pakistani now.
But I would like to add to Marcia that there's nothing wrong with Pakistani men. She's obviously got some
there's nothing
conceptions about it. But yeah, your Islam isn't the Pakistani culture, isn't Arab culture. You will still have your culture with obviously guidance from Islam.
I don't want to be groomed. It's hard to take someone seriously when they say.
Yeah. Is this why some of the other trolls have just come in?
But with a different name, yeah.
All right. I think it's time to go.
Yeah.
Good to see you, though. Good to see you, Brother Isa.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, you have a good fast. And if you're on tomorrow, I'll be joining. So.
Inshallah.
We'll see how I feel. I'll be joining the chat anyway. Inshallah.
It's good. We got, even though they were signing out, 32 people in the house. It's very good.
Alhamdulillah.
Wagwan. Magray Dunya, Wagwan.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the brothers and sisters and a blessed Ramadan Mubarak. I'll message Darren. Yeah, message Darren.